What's up, homeboy? All right, get in here, y'all. You can hear that purple girl. You can hear that music. And I know y'all on Facebook and y'all can't hear this music. Instagram and TikTok can hear it. All right, all right, all right. Can y'all hear me on YouTube and Facebook now? Hey, look, somebody Star said it's funny to see me dance in silence. I know, right? I know. But hey, listen, I was listening to a little October London. Back to your place. Hey, look. So, can you hear me now, Star? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? No, I can't. I can't sing, Catherine. I swear, I can talk, but I cannot sing. My wife is the only one who I would allow to hear my singing. All right. But listen, y'all, can y'all hear me? If everybody can hear me, say yeah. I mean, give me a yes, thumbs up or something. The song right there, love. I know that video is the joint. I love that. My wife turned me on to him. What up, Jamia? Old school. Yeah, old school feel. I know, right? He sound like Marvin Gaye. So I got to tell y'all something. I'm excited about this, y'all. I think starting next week on Thursdays, I'm gonna still do my lives, but Thursdays, I think starting next Thursday, I'm hoping I'm starting a new podcast that's gonna be live here. Y'all gonna have to catch it on YouTube. What YouTube? If you're on Instagram and TikTok, you're gonna have to catch my new podcast with my wife. It's funny, y'all. It's gonna be called Decisions. Decisions in relationships. Oh, before COVID, we had the podcast. Before I became this big name, we had the podcast, and y'all, we used to have 300-400 people on, just local. I mean, it was few people, but it was great. We're bringing it back. A lot of people. My wife's a comedian, and we don't always agree on stuff, y'all. We love each other, all right, but it doesn't mean we always agree. So that podcast coming up, we're gonna get y'all excited about it because it's fun. It's gonna be fun, and y'all gonna get a chance to call in and call in and give your 2 cents. We setting it all up now. All right, all right. Other than that, tonight I got tonight is a Friday night. So what I wanted to say is thank you, TikToks, for giving me the likes. If y'all get me the likes, give me the likes, give me the likes, give me the likes, they would invite more people. All right, y'all. So tonight's conversation, I'm not going to yell. Yep, decisions in relationships. It's going to be deep too. It's going to be deep. You know, I always give y'all stories from, I call it tales from the crypt of my clients. And it's based kind of off that. But when you tune into the show, everybody's going to have to make a decision about something. I'm just going to leave it at that. And it's going to be interactive. All right, but enough of that for right now. We're getting everything set up, my team, and we're doing all that. And Taylor, AP, C, we're getting it all set up. All right. So, but tonight though, but tonight's conversation, and I'm not going to yell tonight because people said I yelled last two nights. Miss Reed, yeah. Look, I saw you on Tamara Hall. You look beautiful. Great to see you. I'm gonna manifest an interview on Tamron Hall. So good to see you. You did a fantastic job. Proud of you. Thank you that you're one of my followers. I'm one of yours. So look, I appreciate you. But anyway, we're doing big things, y'all. If you rock with me or do something with me, or I hang around people, watch people, we're doing great stuff as well. All right, y'all. So tonight's conversation, and I'm not going to yell, is about dating. So I am going to let me go ahead and put this out there. For those of you who want to meet somebody, who want to actually meet your person, your partner this year, then you need to stay tuned for this series that I'm about to do. I'm about to do a series from now to next week called So You Want to Date Intentional. What does date intentional mean? All right. What does that mean? People say date intentional. Most people don't have a clue what that means. So tonight, we're going to talk about what does it mean to date intentional? How do you actually date with intentions? Because most people, they get it wrong. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. But before we get involved with it, we're going to have, or date with the purpose, date with intentions is all the same to me. All the same. They just use different language. It's language that people use, but I don't think they know what it means. They think it means I'm a date with the purpose or the intention to get married. But that's not the purpose of dating. And I'm going to say, and that's why most people go wrong, because they don't know how to date with the purpose and they don't know how to date with intention. They don't have a clue. Well, I'm going to teach you how to do it. All right. But before we do that, before we get down and do that, first off, you know how we do about this time. Tell me your name and where you're checking in from, because you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me tonight. So your name and where you're checking in from, I want to acknowledge you as always. Before we do anything else, I got to acknowledge the people who acknowledge me. All right, we got Yolanda from North Carolina, Michelle from Greensboro, North Kakalaki. Oh, Cornelia from Florida. We got Teresa from Lawrenceville in the building. We got Denise from Virginia. Good to see you again, Denise. Angela from Chattanooga, Tennessee. We got Dion from Jamaica in the building. From Davenport, Iowa in the building. Tanika from St. Louis, the Lou in the building. Jennifer from Texas in the building. Amber from Virginia Beach in the building. Angie from Philly, known as Miss Free in the building. Susie from Los Angeles. Mel from South Africa. Adonna from Queens, New York City. Abby from London. Erica from Atlanta. Christy from Fort Worth. Beatrice from North Carolina. Alabama in the building. Adrienne from Brooklyn, New York. Keisha from Atlanta. From the A in the building. All right, y'all. All right. Somebody just raises an interesting question. What does the Bible say about dating? All right, what does the Bible say about dating? Okay, I've read a lot of the Bible. I've studied the Bible, not a Bible scholar, I would say, um, but I think it has some things to say about dating. All right, it does say, "He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing." All right, and it tells you how to act when you date. It says, "What it says that um, a man should love his wife that like Jesus loved the church," right? And so it gives us clues to how we should date. But I'm gonna take it a little bit deeper. You gonna be with Real Talk Kim? That's my girl. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I love Real Talk Kim. We had a great time. We did 2 interviews. Um, my guy Raleigh Fuller in Harlem right now. Okay, okay, okay. All right, cool. All right, so look. So I wanna just have a conversation with y'all tonight. And we're not going to, like I said, I'm not going to yell, and I'm not going to teach like I normally teach. I'm going to teach you as always, but I'm going to do this in a series. Much like pastors do when they have a series to teach people. So what I'm going to talk about over the next couple of weeks, over the next week or so, um, because some people want to date. But first off, before I do that, tell me how many of you want to be in a relationship this year? I don't, I want you to be honest. How many of you want to be in a relationship and you want to date or you want to find your person? If that's you, put one in the chat. Somebody says me or one, whichever, me or one. So we got me, we got one. Okay. Some people said I do. Okay, I do. That's me. I wouldn't be talking about if it wasn't healthy. Somebody said me, a good healthy one. Yeah, but the funny thing about that one, we all want to be in a healthy, good, healthy relationship. And I'm glad she made that comment because a lot of times the relationships are unhealthy because we don't know how to make them healthy. Let me give you an example. We can take our bodies. All right. So I take my body, I work out every single morning, right? Except for the weekends. I work out every single morning. I get up at 5, at 4:45, and I'm at the gym by 5:30. So what I'm doing is, then I eat right. I used to weigh 430 pounds. I've lost 170 pounds now, a little bit more than that. And so to make my body healthy, there are things that I do. Things that I do to make my body healthy. Okay. Now, I just don't wake up and say, my body's going to be healthy. All right. And someone says, like, if you just confess it, go back to the Bible, confess it and you believe it, it's going to happen. But the problem with that is that we are not willing to do the work. You see, if we go back to the Bible says faith without works is dead. I will bless the works of your hands. And so what I'm saying to you is this. We want a healthy relationship, and I can show you how to have that. And this year, my goal is to put 100 people together, okay, in relationships. Now, and I'm going to save countless other relationships. I've already saved within the last quarter, probably 3 to 4. And so that we're on the brink of divorce. Now, why do I say this to you? I say this to you because when you date with a purpose, now this is not just for people who are looking to find their person. This is somebody who's already in a relationship. They may not be married, but they're in a relationship. So these principles that I'm about to teach you are going to apply to you as well. And so let's start here. So what you know is, the other day, my daughter and I was talking about, we had a debate about something. And I told my daughter, I said, you're expecting your guy, my daughter, your guy, to be a certain way and he doesn't know that you expect that. Okay? It does state no fornication. You're absolutely right. That's what it says. Men love your wife, women submit. But it's funny how somebody quotes the Bible. I like this. All right, it says women are not to take that from man. And so Bible states that no on coveting, man searches for a woman. Women are not to take that from a man. Take what from a man? Women love your wife. Men love your wife. Women submit. Both cling to each other. That's what it says. You're right. But let me just say, it's the interpretation of that where we go awry. When it says women submit to your wife, women submit to your husband. Now, we're not talking about tonight, we're not talking about you're married. That is another scenario. Okay, we're not talking about marriage. However, I did want to bring that up because somebody wrote that. But where the nuance comes in is the interpretation of women submit to your husband. So when I say that to the modern woman, many interpretations are abound. And many people say, I ain't submitting to nobody because it conjures up the idea of servitude. It conjures up the idea of slavery, if you will, okay? Dating is supposed to lead to marriage. That is incorrect. Somebody said dating is supposed to lead to marriage. That is not true. That is not true. That is why we have over 50% divorce rate. Dating is not leading. Dating can lead to marriage, but dating is not supposed to necessarily lead to marriage. And that is why I'm doing this series on what dating is. Dating is dating is the process of collecting data to determine if the other person, who is in alignment with you. Okay? The Bible and biblical dating does not say in the Bible that it does not say dating should lead to marriage. It does not say that. See, where people got it wrong, we have over 50% divorce rate in the church, y'all. I am a Christian. I love God. I love Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. But where a lot of my friends, where I get it wrong, I've been taught incorrectly. We've been taught incorrectly, incorrect doctrine. And so now listen to me carefully. I ain't think I was going to go this route, but I'm going this route for a reason. We've been taught that you date to marry. I did a video years ago, about 2-3 years ago, that you should never date to marry. Because I was taught this as a young person, you date to marry. And many people have been taught you date to marry. And what happens is, see, the reason they told us this was because they didn't want us going out fornicating. So they say you date so that you date to marry the person. Well, the problem is when you date to marry, you rely on your emotions. Ooh, the person makes me feel good. Ooh, we both believe in the same doctrine. We both believe in the same spiritual principles. And so now many of them have gotten married, and many only to find out that they were not in alignment with each other. Now, they had the same belief when it pertained to God, but they were not in alignment with each other. You see, dating, and this is why I'm doing this series, because so many people are doing it wrong. That is why they're not meeting the people who they're supposed to meet. That is why they're not starting the relationships who they're supposed to start. Listen, let me just say this to you. Dating is about collecting data to determine who is in alignment with you. Now, since we're talking about the word talks about be not unequally yoked. Be not unequally yoked means that we are in alignment. Alignment is not just believing in the same doctrine. See, I believe that that's just the baseline. Well, do we believe in the same doctrine when it comes to spending money? Do we believe in the same doctrine when it comes to raising children? Do we believe in the same doctrine when it comes to sexual fulfillment? Do we believe in the same doctrine when it comes to communication, communicating with each other? Do we believe in the same doctrine when it comes to conflict resolution? And see, what happens is we forego all of those things. We don't talk about those things. We simply talk about what we believe, and now we get in relationships with somebody only to find out in 3 years, only to find out in 6 months or less that we are not in alignment. Okay, we're not in alignment. Yeah, we have the same belief system, but we're not in alignment with each other. What? And so, unless y'all, we've been taught these things. And we've been taught things that are not correct. I'm just being honest with you, y'all. We've been taught things that are just that are really, really not smart. Well, because if it worked, I'm going to break down. Thank you, Ms. Free. I'm going to break down alignment throughout this series. I'll hit some of it tonight. I will for you. All right. But y'all, we have over 50% divorce rate. And we have over 50% divorce rate in the church. Okay? Now you mean to tell me that all of 95, I would venture to say 98% of those people went to the altar and said, I love you to death do us part. They didn't go to the altar and say, you know what? In 3 years, I'm gonna hate your guts. In 4 years, we're going to go through a custody battle. In 5 years, we're going to fight over the kids, and we're going to hate each other. No, they don't do that. They don't do that. They say, oh, we're going to stay together because they rely on what they're feeling in the moment. And they never take into consideration that what alignment truly is. And so, why I decided to do this series is because of this. And I'd give y'all tales from my clients. Tales from the Crypt, as I call them. It's not my title of a HBO show. I think we used to come on. Tales from the Crypt. Okay. Now, so one of my clients came to me and said, Coach, I'm in a relationship with this guy. I just met him. We've been dating about 3-4 weeks. I like him. He's everything. He checks my boxes. He's stable, is what she said. So I said, tell me about your boxes. I'm interested to know about your boxes. So she said, he's stable. He makes a great income. He has a house. I said, okay, all of the boxes. And she said he checked the boxes. And she said, what should I be? I mean, I'm thinking about, I want to go with him. And I said one simple question. I asked her one question. Ooh, that changed the whole conversation. And I said to her, tell me one thing that he learned from his father that has helped him become the man he is today. And she looked at me like I just stole something. She was like, I don't know. I've never asked him that. I said, okay, what about this one? I said, tell me one time that he's had some adversity that he's had to overcome that has helped shape him to the man he is today. She looked at me and was like, I don't know. I don't have a clue. And I said, what I just did to you is what I teach people how to do. What I did was I asked you two subconscious questions that help you find out who he truly is. Because if you don't know the things that drive him, his belief system, I'm not talking about spiritual belief system. He'll be glad to tell you that. I'm talking about his belief systems about other things, how he was raised, and what he believes about certain things. What's going to happen is you're going to find them out along the way. And then you might find them out when you get in the marriage. And so she was like, Dang, coach, why you have to bust my bubble? I said, because before you can say, I'm going to get in a relationship with someone, first thing you have to do is determine if the person is in alignment with me. Okay? You have to, you know what? There are many people who just want to feel good. You want somebody to love you. I get it. In my academy today, we had Delana Zimmerman. She's a therapist come in, and she talked about self-love. She's doing a whole series on it. When I tell you she dropped something so deep about what self-love is and what it isn't, whoo, y'all. And I don't want to get off track. But what I am saying is we want to look outside ourselves to find out what love truly is. We want to look outside ourselves to seek love. And the truth is true love will come because we already have it in us, and we will attract what is already in us. I don't want to go too deep into that because I want to talk about dating tonight. So I wanted to talk about dating from a standpoint of intentional or purposeful dating. I hear people using this term, date with a purpose, date with intention. I hear people using that. And so I don't think people actually know what that is. What they think they mean is they think they mean that I'm dating with the intention of being married. That's what I mean. I'm dating with the purpose of being in a committed relationship. However, that definition is incorrect. So let me explain it to you. And let me explain to you what dating is and what it is. First off, I always tell people, when people say to me, dating with a purpose, I say everybody's dating with a purpose. My purpose just might not be yours. Everybody dating with intention. My intention might be to get you in bed. My intention might be to hit that, to smash that, to squash that. My intention might be to get money from you. Everybody's got an intention. Your intention may be to get married, but everybody is dating with a purpose. And so what we're going to talk about is what you really mean is you're attempting to date someone who has the same intention as you, whose intention aligns with your intention. That is the thing that you're really wanting to find out. Am I right? And so when people say that, I say we must clarify that. I said, when we say that a person is dating with intention, I say, everybody got an intention when they date. Now, the truth is that intention may not be your intention. And so what we're going to find out is, how do I date someone whose intention, whose purpose aligns with mine? Okay. And so over the next week, I'm going to do a series on that. Now, if you're in a relationship, you're going to learn a lot, because you're going to use the same principles that I'm going to teach you while dating, or for those who are in relationships. Okay? I'm going to teach you the same principles. So first off, tonight I'm going to talk about, why people don't know how to date. Why people don't know how to date. First, let's start with the definition. We got to start with the definition of dating, because a lot of people have a definition of dating, but or thought of what dating is. And I want to give you a practical definition so that you don't go in relying just on your emotions. Dating, write this down. Dating is the process of collecting data. Dating is the process of collecting data to determine who is in alignment with you. Dating is the process of collecting data to determine who is in alignment with you, alignment with your core values. Now, Miss Free asked me to talk about what alignment is. And so tonight, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that after I do this first part. So write down, can somebody put that definition in the chat? Can somebody put it in the chat for me? Dating is the process of collecting data to determine, all right, if the person is in alignment with me. Somebody says, I still expect a real date while I collect data. Yeah, you should. And I'm going to teach you what that is as well. That over these next, you should expect something. There are some things you expect, but you don't necessarily have to give, thank you, Miss Free. You don't necessarily have to expect the other person. So listen, y'all, I want to start this off with this. Your whole objective is to collect data to see if this person is in alignment with you, okay? To determine. It is not about necessarily you feeling good. It's not about you going out to eat. It's not about all that. Those things are byproducts of you collecting data. Those things are the byproducts, okay? And so what I want to do is, and most of us never collect data. What we do is we go on our emotions. So let me share with you why people don't date correctly. Because if I share with you why people don't date correctly, you might see yourself inside of this process. And now when I teach you how to date, what language to use, what to do, you understand. So let me teach you why people don't date correctly. Number one, why they don't know how to date is because, number one, they should not trust their emotions. They rely on their emotions when they should not. You see, part of the reason why we don't know how to date is because we bypass the part of our brain, the neocortex, that helps us analyze what it is we're collecting. And so what happens is when you don't analyze the data you're collecting, this is what happens, is you rely on your emotions. He doesn't call you after 9 o'clock, but you don't notice that because you're emotional, because he called you, he hit you at 6 in the morning. When he going to work, he hit you at 6 in the morning and tell you how beautiful you are and have a great day. So you bypass the part that, wow, he's never talked to me after 10 o'clock. He just texts me. All right. And then you say, and you bypass the thought that I've really never been over his house. Okay, he's come over to my house, but you bypass that because you are working primarily with your emotions. Okay, you're working primarily through the emotional side of your brain. Okay, and so when you do that, okay, you trust your emotions more than you trust the logical part of your brain. Okay. And then you allow things that, y'all, you wonder how people get in relationships. And you say, and you're a logical person, you're a super smart person, got a great job, making $200,000-$300,000 a year. And you wonder how this person ends up keying somebody's car up. And you wonder how somebody like that ends up busting the door. I'll bust the windows out your car. You wonder how that, because you say intellectually, that should not happen to a person like that. Well, here's what it is. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much money you make, how cute you are, how fine you are. I don't care any of that. When you get emotionally enthralled, you bypass the logical part of your brain and you begin doing things that you thought you would never, ever do. Am I right? Has somebody on this live ever done anything that you thought, I would have never done that? I would have never done that. I'll ask my wife that when we do the podcast, y'all. There's some stuff gonna come out about us that's gonna trip y'all out. Like the time, I'm gonna let her tell it. Like the time, nah, I ain't gonna tell that one. But we're gonna tell it on the show. We're gonna tell everything on the podcast. But have you ever done things? Of course you have. And what it is the reason you've done that is because you cut off the neocortex and you relied on the limbic part of your brain and you acted based on those emotions. And so, because you trusted your emotions too much. The second reason why a person dates incorrectly is because most of you don't know how to communicate properly, effectively. Y'all know I am a communications expert, if you will. I am. I can teach people how to communicate anything. Y'all know, many of you know. I don't know if you know this. I must tell you this because now we're ready. I must tell y'all this. First off, because most of us have never been taught, we've never been taught how to communicate effectively in a relationship. And so what we do is we are not emotionally intelligent. One of two things happen. Number one, either I want to say something, but I don't know how to say it, so I keep it in. I suppress it. There is a need that I have, and what I say is I don't say it, and so I suppress it. But what we don't know is every time you suppress something, you plant a seed of resentment inside of you. You resent the other person because they don't know what you're thinking. You resent the other person because they're not acting on the need that you want met. You're resenting the other person because they cannot read your mind. You don't say I'm resenting you because you cannot read your mind, but you do it. It becomes punitive. Now, I don't want you to talk to me. You ain't getting no sex, or you ain't talking to me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing this. Oh, you want me to call you back? You're looking at the phone. I'm not texting back because the other person does not know what you're thinking. The other person does not know what you're feeling. Thus, and this seed has been planted in you because they don't know. Or the other part, the flip side of that. You communicate what you're thinking, but you don't communicate it effectively. And so now you alienate the other person. Now you ostracize. Now it becomes anger. Y'all, now it becomes anger. Now it becomes anger because the other person doesn't know what you're thinking. Now you have decided, I'm going to just say it and I'm going to walk out, and you destroy the relationship. So watch this. Let me tell you what happened to me. I had a person email me. Today, I get 20 DMs a day of people wanting to get advice. I always tell people, join my Relationship Academy, you can get all the advice you want. But this particular person, I wanted to give her some advice. I don't know why, but I try to answer. If I can answer your question in 1 to 2 sentences, I will, because y'all, I'm so busy helping. Got so many clients and that. But anyway, she said that the guy pulled away from her after an argument. She said things were going well. He pulled away from me after an argument. And so I probed deeper. I went deeper. And so I said, how did the argument go? Tell me about the argument. And so what she said was, she said how she began talking to him. And she said, I just got mad. I got mad, and then I began talking a certain way. And I said, what did he do? She said, he got quiet. And I said, okay. And then she said, I lost it. And she said, I have not talked to him. I said, when was the last time you talked to him? She said, Labor Day. I said, the relationship was probably over. And she said, why you say that? She started crying. Why do you say that? I said, because he saw a side of you, because he realized that this was going to be his future when we had conflict, because you were not emotionally intelligent and you didn't know how to communicate. She broke down. She broke down and cried. And I said, you're going to have to let me teach you. And she joined my academy today because of that. And so I say this to y'all. Let me share something with y'all. I'm big on communication. You know, guys, I just did a 5-day class called Communicating to Get Your Needs Met. And so it was so powerful because I wanted to teach people. It was a master class. And relationships were restored inside of the 5-day masterclass. People went to people who they had relationships problems with because they didn't know how to communicate. And I showed them how to communicate, restored 2 relationships for sure that I know about. And there are more since then. So how did I do that? I'm going to tell you something. All right. First off, number one, if you don't know how to do it, you got to get help. You got to get help. So let me tell you what I did, y'all. Because I can't talk to everybody, I got thousands of students. So here's what I did. I want everybody to take note of this. And I've told y'all this, but I got to read this testimonial, y'all. I got to read this. I got 2 testimonials I got to read. All right. So what I did was 6 months ago, when AI came out, artificial intelligence came out, I thought, how could I use it for good, for something good to help? So I went to 2 developers and I said, how can I train AI, create the software to communicate like a coach would tell you to communicate? The way that I teach people how to communicate, how do I teach them about sensitive issues, about asking questions, about how do you ask subconscious questions? How do you ask difficult questions? How do you express yourself? And I went to them and I said, help me, because I want something that could touch the world. All right, check this out. So we started working on it. And y'all, they showed me how to create this AI with my voice, and we created it and we launched it 3 weeks ago. Write this down for the old. Somebody write this down. It's called pocketcommunicationcoach.com. Pocketcommunicationcoach.com. Okay. Now what I did was I said, what if you could type in what you were feeling, what you wanted to say, or the questions you wanted to ask? My sister is getting on my nerves. I want to tell her she hurt my feelings when she didn't come by for Christmas. What if you could write that in just how you were thinking it, And then the software would spit out exactly how to say it to your sister. And it would say it to your sister in a way that is non-aggressive, non-combative, and it would get your point across. And this is what I tasked the developers with. I asked them, help me help people. Help me help them. And we got it, y'all. We got it. 3 weeks ago, I introduced it to my group, and I got feedback. And so I want to give you some of the feedback. Now, I want to give you this feedback right here. Somebody wrote me this today, and here's what they said. And I told them, I said, use it and let me hear what you got to say. And so here's what one of the people said today. Okay. She said, I'm not going to tell your name. She said, Coach Ken, the Pocket Communication Coach is a wonderful tool. It has helped me create a better tone on what I wanted to convey with someone who I could not talk to before. Thank you so much for doing it. That is one of them. Okay. Oh, I love it. It's the best thing ever. All right. Another person said this, Coach Ken, my friend wanted to talk to her husband about his behavior. She did not know what to say. I asked her, let's put it in the Pocket Communication Coach. And damn, she said it told us exactly what to say. And the husband said, I'm sorry. And the husband said, I am sorry. Y'all, the reason I say this, everybody here, you got to start. I want you to go get it. If you want to learn how, and you can try it out for 7 days. It's super inexpensive, but it's going to help thousands. In the first 2 weeks, we got 100 people to join it, to use it. And so what I'm saying, write this. Jay said, what is it? Write this down, Jay. It's pocketcommunicationcoach.com. Sign up for your free account for 7 days. If you don't like it, get rid of it. If you do, you can keep it for $20 a month. And if for those of you who didn't write it down, go to if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, go to my bio, click on my link tree, and it says you'll see pocketcommunicationcoach.com. Y'all, it literally will change your life. So let's say you're dating. I got on my interface. The reason why I'm telling y'all this now is because I got a whole section that's about dating. All right, watch this. Now, in dating, there are parts of dating where you want to express yourself, but you don't know how to say it. And so in my Pocket Communication Coach, all you got to do is type in, I want to tell him that I have a boundary. I don't want him calling me after 10 o'clock at night. Somebody typed that in, and it gave an answer that was so amazing. She was like, this right here is great. So what I want y'all to do is try it out and give me some feedback. Try it out for 7 days for free. Try it out. Go to my bio, my link tree, put in Pocket Communication Coach, and try it out. I'm going to type it in YouTube. I'm going to type it in YouTube here. And listen, I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal. I'll make a deal to anybody. If you do the Pocket Communication Coach, if you download Pocket Communication Coach and you try it out and keep it for the 7 days and you decide to get it, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give everybody in here my ebook. You know the ebook that I wrote called Just Ask, 50 Questions to Know If He's the One. And now I've updated it to 250 questions, the one that talks about the subconscious questions that we're going to get into. I will give it to you free. It's $50 value. But but you got to do this, because I know if you want to change your communication, some people want to keep communicating the way they communicate. Some people don't want to change. Some people like, it's me, accept me for who I am. I get that. And then I always ask them, is that working for you? How's that working? And if they say it's working for me, I'm like, keep doing it then. But if they say it's not working, y'all, let me ask you a question. Is there somebody in your life that you want to mend a relationship with? Somebody that, you know what, y'all don't even know what, you don't even know why the relationship's severed. You don't even know why, okay? Is there somebody in your life like that? Is it a parent? Is it a sibling? Is it an old friend? But you need to communicate how you're feeling. Is there anybody? There is a part of you. Kia is one of my students. I told Kia what to say. Kia is using it. Teresa, one of my students, Teresa says it works. Teresa says it works. Listen, y'all, are you tired of not being able to say what it is you want to say? Are you tired? No, this is for guys too. This is for guys. Somebody says again, guys, this is for anybody who wants to communicate. This is not for just women. This is anybody who wants, because I'm talking about dating. And I'm talking about communicating when you're dating. And I said the reason why most people don't date correctly is, number one, I said they trust their emotions too much. Number two, it's because they can't communicate properly. And number three, the number three is huge, is they don't know how to resolve conflict. Conflict resolution. I did a video, and the video I said, the number one way that I know a relationship will last is the way that the couple or the two people resolve conflict, the way they navigate conflict. Because if you don't know how to communicate during the conflict is one. If you don't know how to handle conflict, if most of us, when we have conflict, what do? You ghost them. You be like, I'm out. You run. You're a runner. Most people like, forget it. Or either forget it or throw it under the rug, or you say the person is not in alignment with me, they don't have my same values. And see, that's the biggest mistake that people make. Listen, the best relationships, me and my wife have a good relationship. I'd like to think that. I know, I ain't got to think that. I know we do. But our relationship is good not because we don't ever have conflict. It's how we resolve conflict. Y'all, what do y'all do when the slightest conflict arises? Because you don't know how to communicate, because you don't know how to tell the person what you're feeling, how to set boundaries, you get ghost and you say it didn't work. It wasn't that it didn't work. It's that you didn't know how to resolve conflict. And so these are the 3 reasons why people don't know how to date. They trust their emotions too much. Number 2, they don't know how to communicate. And number 3, they don't know how to resolve conflict effectively. So we can talk about it. How do we resolve it? They don't know how. And so what they do is they, poof, I'm gone. Poof, I'm out. I'm done. Does that sound like anybody I know? Anybody on this call? And so there are some people out there who are probably congruent. They were in alignment with you. They had some of the same values. They did. But what you did was you let it go so quickly because you were not equipped. You were not equipped to handle it. You were not equipped to communicate. You were not equipped to resolve conflict. And the reason why I created the Pocket Communication Coach, y'all, is because, you ain't never been taught. But it doesn't mean that you can't learn now. It doesn't mean that you can get a tool that can help you. Y'all, I got so many clients right now, I'm turning people away. But the thing is, the reason I created the Pocket Communication Coach is so that now you can do it. Now you can communicate with the person. So Sarah says, so if a man is inconsistent and hot and cold, but still shows interest, should I blow him off or come? Well, what you should do, Sarah, is get the Pocket Communication Coach and learn how to communicate what you're feeling. Type in exactly what you type right here. Right here. And it will tell you what to say to him based on his behavior. It will, based on his response, he will tell you whether you should continue or not. Wow, that is powerful. Yo! So Sarah asked the question, y'all. I'll say it again. So if a man is inconsistent and hot and cold, but still shows interest, should I blow him off? So I said she should communicate what she's feeling in a non-aggressive way, in a very assertive way. I feel like she should type in what she typed right here in the Pocket Communication Coach, and it will tell her exactly what to say. Now, based on his response, that will tell her whether she should let it go. That's powerful. That is super powerful. All right. And so, y'all, look, some people don't want to change. That's all I can say. I've been on about an hour tonight. I wanted to just have a conversation with y'all tonight because I got those 2 testimonials in today because we just launched Pocket Communication Coach and people all over the country are using it. And I'm not the only one promoting it, but I just thank God that it was my brainchild. I thank God because somebody's relationship is going to be changed. It may not be yours because you might not take the initiative. It may not be yours. But don't ever say that when something goes awry that you don't know, because you're responsible for what you know. You are responsible for what you know. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. All right, y'all. That is my time. I'm done. I appreciate y'all. And we are out, and you guys have a nice evening, and we'll talk soon. All right? Peace. Go sign up for the Pocket Communication Coach and test it out and give me your feedback. Test it out. And if you test it out for 7 days, I'll give you my free ebook. All right, I'm out.